Hello and welcome back to Sandra's Shelf, where we talk all things self-help in the matters of education, health, and wealth. So about a year ago, I read this book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, and this book was really interesting to me. It really shifted my perspective on success stories and what does it mean to be successful and what does it mean to be an outlier. To keep it brief, outlier is defined as a person or a thing that is detached or kept away from a main body or system. This book was really important as it deconstructed a lot of myths on what it is to be a successful person and what is a successful story and what has happened for a person to have a success story and to truly become an outlier. This video is perfect for anyone, for people that have read the book, for people that don't want to read the book, and for people that just are interested to see what does it take to become a success story. So I hope you enjoy and I'll catch you at the end. Opportunity number 1, month of birth. Firstly, one key to success is your month of birth. Gladwell talks about a discovery considering Canadian hockey players in which most players are born primarily in January, then February, followed by March. The reason for this pattern is that the hockey league cutoff is set to January 1st. Therefore, the children born at the end of the year are at a whopping 12-month physical maturity disadvantage. Consequently, these children don't make the team. Gladwell eliminates the following. Think for a moment about what the story of hockey and early birthdays says about success. It tells us that our notion that it is the best and the brightest who effortlessly rise to the top is much too simplistic. Yes, the hockey players who make it to professional level are more talented than you or me, but they also got a big head start, an opportunity that they neither deserved nor earned, and that opportunity played a critical role in their success. Furthermore, Gladwell demonstrates a similar pattern but with the birth date of Czech soccer players. But this pattern doesn't end at sport athletes. This happens in many professional fields. Gladwell writes, just as there is a perfect birth date for a 19th century business tycoon and a perfect birth date for a software tycoon, there is a perfect birth date for a New York Jewish lawyer as well. So on the path towards success, every single opportunity counts, since success is the result of what sociologists like to call a cumulative advantage. Opportunity number 2, preparation. Talent versus preparation. The second key to success is your ability to develop your talent, hence to prepare. According to the studies performed by psychologists, success is much less about talent than it is about preparation. And of course, having the time, tools, and skill set to prepare also qualifies as opportunities, since achievement is talent plus preparation. The problem with this view is that the closer psychologists look at the careers of the gifted, the smaller the role innate talent seems to play and the bigger the role of preparation seems to play. So in simplified mathematical form, it looks like this. Achievement equals talent plus preparation. But in order to prepare, one must need the opportunity to do so. Here's why. The 10,000 hours of practice rule. The 10,000 hours of practice. Gladwell recounts that research points at a 10,000 hours rule for performing a complex task. These are the hours to fulfill true expertise. He cites a famously known neurologist, Daniel Levitin. It seems that it takes the brain this long to assimilate all that it needs to know to achieve true mastery. And thus, Gladwell concludes that it takes about roughly 10 years to achieve those 10,000 hours of practice to be great at complex tasks, since practice isn't the thing you do once you're good, it's the thing you do that makes you good. However, Gladwell reminds his readers that in order to achieve those 10,000 hours, you would need a lot of support. It is this support that allows the opportunity to invest that much time and effort. Say, if you wanted to change career paths in your late 30s, it is possible, but you would need a lot of financial and emotional support to spend the next 10 years doing so, since that is the length you need to master this new career or any new skill you want to develop. Once again, it's all about the opportunity you get to harness and hone a talent you originally possess. Therefore, the key to a success story is putting in at least 10,000 hours of practice. Opportunity number 3, concerted cultivation. The problem with geniuses. Furthermore, Gladwell explained that having a higher IQ as a child does not necessarily determine the level of success said child genius would have in adulthood. Here, the key to a success story does not involve simply being a genius. There are simply too many factors at play, some that we have already seen. It's about the opportunities and having a support system that could and does cultivate the child's potential for success. Exhibit A, practical intelligence. Consequently, a higher IQ doesn't account for the particular skill that allows you to talk your way out of a murder rap or convince your professor to move you from the morning to the afternoon section, is what the psychologist Robert Steinberg calls practical intelligence. Gladwell continues to explain that to Steinberg, practical intelligence includes things like knowing what to say to whom, knowing when to say it, and knowing how to say it for maximum effect. It is therefore the skill in which you can read situations correctly and get what you want. Having said that, being equipped with analytical intelligence, such as having high IQ, does not automatically equate to possessing practical intelligence. Gladwell says that they are orthogonal. The presence of one doesn't imply the presence of the other. The confidence to be assertive. Furthermore, Gladwell explains that cultural advantage is the key element that comes into play when children learn such skills as being treated with respect while interacting with adults in order to assert themselves as equals. It is not a skill from genetics, nor is it a racial ideal, Gladwell notes. He references a study following different students from different economic classes to illustrate this point. By contrast, he explained that lower class children are quieter and more submissive. The difference between lower class and higher class students is the strategy of concerted cultivation, in which higher socioeconomic class parents instruct their children the ways to negotiate and navigate the world as an equal. Opportunity number 4, cultural legacy. It is shown that family background matters in the grooming of a child's success story, since cultural legacies are powerful forces. They have deep roots and long lives. They persist generation after generation, virtually intact, even as the economic and social and demographic conditions that spawned them have vanished. And they play such a role in directing attitudes and behavior that we cannot make sense of our world without them. Gladwell presents Lewis Terman's fieldwork in which the differences between A students and C students are apparent. The fieldwork shows that the A students are raised with concerted cultivation while the C students were raised by natural growth. Gladwell notes that it's the difference between those schooled by their families to present their best face to the world and those who are denied that experience. Hence, these C students were highly gifted students, true outliers and geniuses, but they were denied the opportunities of the A students. Gladwell explains that they lack something that could have been given to them if we'd only known they needed it, a community around them that prepared them properly for the world. In that matter, what your parents do for a living and the assumptions that accompany the class of your parents belong to matter. Of course, this does not mean that lower class children do not become outliers. As we have seen, there are numerous factors and opportunities that can contribute to their success irregardless. The sense of possibility so necessary for success comes not just from inside us or from our parents, it comes from our time, from the particular opportunities that our particular place in history presents us with. For a young would-be lawyer, being born in the 1930s was a magic time, just as being born in the 1955 was for a software programmer, or being born in 1835 was for an entrepreneur. To summarize, successful people don't do it alone. Where they come from matters. They are products of particular places and environments. So what is an outlier? Gladwell defines outliers as those who have been given opportunities and who have had the strength and presence of mind to seize them. In conclusion, Gladwell's book demonstrates that outliers don't do anything on their own. He reiterates that superstar lawyers and math whizzes and software entrepreneurs appear at first blush to lie outside ordinary experience, but they don't. Why? Because they are products of history and community, of opportunity and legacy. Their success is not exceptional or mysterious. It is grounded in a web of advantages and inheritances. Some deserve, some not, some earn, some just plain luck, but all critical to making them who they are. All this to say that the outlier in the end is not an outlier at all. The next time you feel bad for not being a true outlier, just remember that there are many key factors at play. Instead, we should focus on the opportunities we do have and the choices we can make to have our own successful lives. There's a true value to hard work. Gladwell reminds his readership that hard work has a true value when it combines complexity, autonomy, and a relationship between effort and reward. Money is not all that there is to success and to hard work. Consequently, hard work is a prison sentence only if it does not have meaning. Therefore, we have the choice to be outliers by creating meaning in the work we do, as well by grasping the different opportunities that come our way, and by being truly successful in the means of happiness and self-fulfillment. So that was the end. I hope you enjoyed this style of video. I highly recommend this book to everyone. As always, all the links are down below if you want to look at the book, if you want to look at the blog post and follow along with the blog post, which might be easier because I know sometimes I talk too quickly. So that's an option for you. And as always, feel free to let me know what you think about the topic, as well as what do you view as a success story? Have you been working on your own success? Have you been taking all the opportunities that have been coming in your way in the last year? Let me know. I would really love to know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to have you here. And for now, I will see you on the next shelf. Bye!